We're here at FanX in Salt Lake City with one of the great artists. It's Steve Garcia.
Yeah, thank you.
Of course, we got to talk about The Iron Giant, one of the best movies I think ever made, animated or, live.
I think a lot of people would agree with that. I look at that as like one of the best things. I'm so proud of working on that movie, and it's been. Last year was my first year doing shows, and so it's my first time talking to people that have seen that movie, and their experiences. It's just been a humbling, emotional time for me because it's just they love it so much, and it's just been wonderful. I mean,
yeah, it's now generational because you've got people that saw it when it first came out, and they're showing it to their kids, and it's just holds up after all these years.
It does, and the impact that it has, even now. I mean, it was released in 1999, and the impact that it has is just amazing. I mean, it still has that emotional punch, and. Some movies like the Disney stuff, some of them still do, but not to the extent that this movie does. It's just amazing. People just relate to it on a different level, and it's just wonderful. And it's all Brad. It's all Brad Bird. Absolutely all Brad Bird. But also, we were under the gun to get that movie made. I mean, I think Brad had a thing with the studio where he said, I'll do this film. You leave me alone to do my film, I'll do it for under the budget, half the crew, half the production time. And they agreed to it. They left us alone for the most part. And we kicked our butts to get it done. Because if you believe in it, something so much, you work extra hard to get it done. And I think we did a pretty good job.
You did a great job. And with that kind of pressure, magic happens.
Yeah, it sure does. I mean, everybody was just in 110%. 110%. And Brad was there, and he knew what he needed. He knew what he wanted, and he went for it. And it's animation history now. It's a classic. It is a true classic. It's not like one of the Disney things where it's like they come out with it, it's an instant classic. No, this is a classic, and I'm very proud of it.
What animators influenced you as a young man?
Tony Facilli, who was the supervising animator on Iron Giant. I loved his stuff. His stuff on Hunchback, on the Esmeralda character. He's just an amazing. And his thing, if I can just real quick, working with him alongside with Brad. Brad's like fire. He's like all over the place. And Tony was just like ice. And he was just so quiet and everything. But they made such a great team. And all of us animators, we just kind of, it spoke to us, both of them working together and how their techniques on working with their crew. It was wonderful. So there was Tony. I love Tony's stuff. James Baxter, Glenn Keane, animators, illustrators like Bernie Wrightson, because all this stuff kind of goes hand in hand, because I'm an illustrator as well. So Bernie Wrightson, John Byrne, comic book guy, Kerry Gamble, all of that. It just lights my fire.
Yeah, I love Glenn Keane. His father, Bill Keane, of course, from Family Circus.
Yeah. I mean, and I met Glenn, and he's just the nicest guy too, and that's also inspiring. So when they're not just talented beyond belief, but when they're humble, and it's almost like learning a lesson of not just how to do it, but how to be it, how to be a good individual while you're doing it, and stay grounded. It's wonderful. The different lessons that you learn from them, not just artistically, but just as a human being. It's great.
For me, I have to go back to the 30s and go to Max Fleischer.
Oh yeah, those Supermans, man.
Oh, the serials,
yeah. Those Supermans are beautiful. I think they're just as gorgeous as anything.
Gulliver's Travels.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. You're bringing up some stuff that, as a kid, I'd turn on WTBS and I'd watch the Gulliver's Travels, and I'd sit there just mesmerized by it. And a little farther up, the Ralph Bakshi stuff, the Lord of the Rings in the 70s, all his stuff and the Rankin and Bass stuff. Oh, it's just fantastic. I mean, and back then as a kid, and Brad probably the same way. You grow up, you're sitting Saturday mornings watching cartoons, so yeah, that stuff is just amazing.
Well, I have a love of animation. My aunt was June Foray.
Get out of here! Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
Oh man, now that's an original right there. That is an original. So many voices, her and Mel Blanc and all those ones. That's their contributions in voice to the character is just as important, if not more, than the stuff that the animation. Because that's where the character comes from. Yeah. So beautiful.
Well, it starts on the page, though. It really does.
It does. And then the voice people come in and they look at that, but it comes back, going back to Brad, it comes back to the director. Because if you have great voice talent, and you got great animators, if you don't have a good director to kind of make sure that they're directed, then you're just going to have a mess. And Brad is one of the very best. One of the very best.
He truly is. And Brad, we're going to send you a copy of this love letter.
Hi, Brad. It's been a while, man.
Hire us back, please.
You know what? I'm kind of beyond the animation thing, but the only way I'd go back into animation is if Brad said, yeah, I got an idea. What do you think? I'd say, dude, tomorrow, let's go. Let's do it.
Steve Garcia, it's great to meet you.
Man, it's nice to meet you too. If you're down here in Salt Lake City, come down. We'd love to see you. It's a great show.